Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is part 25 of our Let's Get Cooking series, where we are investigating cooking game mechanics. Last time we successfully managed to cook a burger on our grill, got that working. So now we need to do something with the burger. A few episodes ago we made a cheese sandwich. So basically we've done all the setup that's needed for that. We just need to change meshes, change a few things and make up a recipe. What I've done off camera to try and save a lot of time and try and make these videos a little bit shorter, I've imported a bunch of meshes. Okay, so I'll show you what I've done. They're all available in the pack, the asset pack that you can download from the description below. So first of all, I've got a folder here, it says burger. We've done our patty, that's fine. In our bread folder, we now have a folder called burger bun. And there's a 6-bun pack, a burger bottom, a burger top, and also a whole bun, whole burger. So burger bun bottom, burger bun top, and a whole burger bun. And I think that's all we did for that. I also, off camera, again to save a little bit of time, made up the data assets, and I'll quickly go through those with you. So let's go to items data, food. First of all, the bulk items. I made a DA pack of burgers, which was, we imported the message last time. I'll leave that on screen so that you can have a look, see how I've set that up. Right, I've used the wrong icon here. Let me just go ahead and change the icon. I've also put in some more icons for you to use as well. There we go, we've got the correct item now. So a pack of burgers. Yeah. The other bulk item data asset I made, I'll bring up on the screen. Pack of burger buns. I'll leave that there for you. You also see I've made burger bun data assets, so let's look at those. And let me leave that on the screen. Oh, my apologies. Let me leave that on the screen for a few seconds. You can always pause the video and have a look. And that makes no sense to me. Take a button. Okay. Sorry, that's. Don't know where that came from. Bad English. There you go. Okay, so let's look at the other data assets I've made up. These are in our food. Now I've made the burger bun. We have 3 for the burger bun. The rest we made up before the burger. We made 3 for the burger bun. We've got burger bun. Nothing in the top here until we get to here. Then we've got the whole bun mesh. And in our interaction, we've got LMB to split that, and it will put the name in itself for us. Okay, and some icons. We have burger bun bottom, and we've put as a cook data asset DA burger bun bottom. Although we don't technically need that there, but you can do that. So that's what we've got on here. Okay. But we don't need that. Okay. Okay. And the next one is burger bun top. Okay. Pretty much the same, as no offsets or anything at the moment. We may have to add some later. We'll get to see that later. Okay. So these are the three assets done: burger bun top, burger bun bottom. Okay. Because obviously we need to split the burger bun, but we don't want to have to buy. I've seen some cooking games where you buy the burger bun tops and the burger bun bottoms, where I decided let's have it. You buy the one, you split it, and then you use it as a bun. So that's why we've gone this route. And that's all I've done in the data assets. The next thing I did off camera was I made up some blueprints because I needed to add them in here. I'll show you what I've done here. So in ingredients, and just take note when you're doing this, think about what you've already got and what does your particular new blueprint require that maybe one of these have. Now, if you remember, we did a lot of work in our BP bread for adding the ingredients. Yeah. So that will be a good one to use as a duplicate to make our burger bun bottom, because the bottom is where we're going to stack all our ingredients. So I duplicated this, made a burger bun bottom, added the data asset to it. Burger bun top and the burger bun itself, the whole bun I've called it. They were just basically, there's no real code in them. We will be putting some code in the whole bun in a moment. So choose one that has no additional code in it. You know, like the jam has additional code in it. Okay. But the cheese slice didn't. All we did is just drop on all the ham slice. They had no code. So I think I used the cheese slice and just changed the data asset for these two. Yeah, the burger patty's got stuff in it because we cooked it, yeah? So bear in mind what you're going to do. So if you're going to do something else that you're going to cook, for example, maybe you want to cook sausages, so then, you know, duplicate the burger bun. So don't, you know, it saves you work in the long run. It saves you having to redo the code. Yes, you could right click. You could make a new blueprint class, choose BPP ingredients as your class, and then add all the code yourself. By all means do. And if you're doing something that is different to anything else we have, then that's how we would do it. So I've gone ahead and made them. So what we're going to do today is we're going to, first of all, we're going to just check that these assets are working. Okay. I also made a in the bulk items, made a pack of BP pack of burger buns, which I copied from the bread. No, I didn't. I copied it from the ham because the ham was very similar. And the same with, I'm not sure whether we made them last time, but we should have a BP pack of burgers as well. Okay, so let's just test some of these out first. Let's put some of these in the world first, see where we're at, see what's working and what isn't. Because like I say, we just duplicated them, so let's find a space. We use the delivery table here. And the first one I want to do is a pack of burger buns and a pack of burgers. Let's drag them out. Okay, immediately there's a problem. Pack of burgers has no data asset. Okay, so we need to then look for our DA, let's type in burger. Pack of burgers, compile it. I always like to just check to make sure in the report that it is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. Bulk item rep, you can fill it in, you shouldn't need to, but you can. Okay, so now if we go back to the world, now we see we do have a pack of burgers here. Okay. Like I say, these messages are not perfect, so bear with them. We're looking at the game's mechanics. In fact, this one has actually come out a lot better than it has in my test game, to be honest. I might actually swap them over. So let's run them and see. So what we're expecting to happen here is us to be able to take a burger or take a bun. So let's play it. Give it a few seconds before they're trying to move because my machine doesn't like it when I'm doing it. So let's try the burger bun first. So LMB to take out a bun. Okay, I'm clicking on it. Nothing's happening. Okay, so we know we've got a problem there. And nothing's happening there. Okay. So we're going to have to check why. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to open those two up first of all. Let's do pack of burgers first, because we've already had it open. And we're going to look in the event graph. And in the event graph, there is nothing. Okay. It surprises me because I thought I duplicated that one from the bag of bread. Let's look in the pack of buns. And the pack of buns, we have the code, but there's no actor class here. So we're going to choose here the whole burger, the whole bun. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy this and go to a pack of burgers. Maybe I deleted it, I don't know. Paste it, and we're going to change the whole bun to a burger patty. Okay. Now we can go ahead and test again. Left click, nothing happens. Left click, still nothing happens. So we still have a problem. So I'm wondering whether, let me just check on the bread. Okay, you see here, this is from the interact. Here, it's not from the interact, so we need to just delete that. Go to our interfaces, go to our interact, and we should have a left click here. We don't, so it's obviously being used. We override it. Left click. Interact event left click. I don't know why we couldn't find it in the list. It was not there. So that's the buns done. And we'll do the same here. Okay, it should have shown up in the interact. Maybe I'm going blind. Just right click there. Left click. Then left click. So you can always find it. There's ways of finding it. Okay, so now that should work because we're using the interface tool. I'm pretty convinced that will solve the problem. Now let's left click. No. No. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to attempt to rectify this problem. First of all, I'm going to check to make sure something that we know worked before. So I'm going to drag in something that we know worked. Was the bag of bird. We knew that worked. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. Make sure there's not anything wrong with the rest of the system. Okay, we know that works, okay? So that's fine. So why is this not working? The first thing we want to do is find out, is it getting the left click event? So we're going to, we'll just do the one because it'll be the same problem on both. Do the buns. I'm going to put a breakpoint. See whether this actually gets hit. I'm thinking it may not be getting a hit event. Click the mouse. Okay, the mouse clicks. Okay. So let's now go across and find out what the problem is. We have the pivot, which is our scene component. Let's go into here. Pack contains quantity 6. It's greater than 1, so that should pass through. Is it a bulk pack? False. So there's a problem in, that tells me that there's a problem in the data asset. So let's stop it there. Let's go to the pack of burger buns. And we're going to look. Oh, so that's not the right one. Pack of burger buns. We're going to look, is bulk pack is not checked. I inadvertently checked the wrong one. I bet if we look at the pack of burgers, it's the same problem. Now I'm pretty convinced that that will solve it, although I've just said that before, I know. But it seems like the answer. So let's click here. We're getting our left click events. We're going in here. It's true there. This is now saying true, so I'm sure it's going to, and here it goes, okay? And I'm sure this will do the same, okay? Yes, the pivot points need adjusting a little bit, but for this demonstration, that's fine. Okay, so we know those work. We don't have to do any more work on them. The next thing we're going to do is how we're going to split this bun, okay? It's showing you left mouse won't split the bun, but obviously it does nothing because we've made no code for it. And that's what we're going to do now. Now, I'm going to use this video. It might be a bit long, but I'm going to use this to show you how I think about things when I'm making a game mechanic. How I go about deciding what to do. It might give you a little bit of an insight into ways that you can develop your own game mechanics. So, one of the things we've got to think about is what type of game are we making? Is it a full, accurate simulation? Or is it a semi-accurate simulation? Or is it just a, doesn't matter, fun or not even real world? So that will determine on how far we go with each mechanic in the game, i.e. things like animations, textures, so on and so forth, will have to be considered depending on the style that we're doing. If we were going for a full animation, sorry, a full accurate simulation, to split the bun, you'd probably have to have a knife and show it cutting the bun in half. If you're going for doesn't really matter, then maybe you would just have the buns already in halves and you just take the two halves out and make the mechanics so you click once and the top comes, you click twice and the bottom comes, or something like that. But I'm going somewhere in between. So I'm just going to be able to do a click and it will split the bun. Not going to bother with a knife. Now then we then think about, okay, so what do I do with the bun top? Do I have it magically move to the side and spawn? Or do I have it so that you move it? And what you've got to think about is if you're having it magically move to the side to spawn, you don't know, as when you are writing it as a developer, what's going to be around that burger. Like here, where could we actually spawn the top and the bottom separately too? In this case, it will probably hit something and the physics will make it fly all over the world. So the way I'm going to do it is to have it cut, but it just splits it, but leaves it into two parts. So you can then replace the top and move it to wherever you want, then use the bottom in your recipe. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to open up my same blueprint in my test project. And it's a whole bun, I believe. Yes. Okay, what have I done here? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up the whole bun. We don't have open yet. We're going to go here. Oh, so they're both open, just I can't find it. Whole bun. We're going to open up our whole bun. I'm going to go into the event graph, pretty empty. Okay. We're going to get the event left click. And I don't know why I can't find it in the interface. Oh, it's here now. Okay, so we're going to go for our event left click. Like so. And we are going to make a function. We could do it all off here, but sometimes I prefer just to put it in a function. It makes it neater, clears it away, makes it the code look a little bit less confusing. We're simply going to call this split bun. No inputs, no outputs. So we've got to consider how we're going to do this. And what I'm simply going to do is spawn in the two different blueprints, okay? And before we do that, let's quickly make sure that these are set up with the correct data assets. Report. Now that you see, good job I checked that. And this is bun top. And we've got the correct data assets. Okay, that's all we need to do about that. Our whole bun here. So what we're going to do, we're going to say spawn actor from class. The actor we're going to spawn is the BP underscore bun bottom. And you see it will open up a few extra things on here. Okay. And just check the inherited variables because we might need this. The bulk pack reference is going to go to here. The storage transform is going to go here. These don't really matter that much, but let's put them in anyway in case we have moved them. Storage socket name, we've got them all here. Let's put them in. Bulk pack name. And instigator we don't care about. The only thing we're going to need is spawn transform. Well, this is going to be the bun bottom, so we want this to be in the same place as where the bun was. So we just get actual transform like so. Now our collision handling, we're going to say always spawn, ignore collisions. We're going to drag out of here and we're going to say set mesh physics. Be from the interface. Okay, if we don't see the message, click on there. We want to use the message. We want to turn off the physics. Okay, so that handles that one. What we're basically going to do now is we're going to copy all of those here. And we're going to paste it here. Like so. We're going to change it from bun bottom to bun top. These will all remain the same. This remains the same. The only thing we're going to change is the transform. Because as it stands at the moment, if we try to do this now, the burger bun will be inside, top will be inside the bottom. We need it to be above the bottom. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect that. We're going to split this pin. And we're going to split this pin. And you might find you might need a bit more room. So let's move this and these and these across a bit. We're going to split the transform further. Let's move these down out of the way. Then we're going to split the location. Right there on, we'll zoom in. Okay, the X and the Y are going to stay the same. We're not changing any of those. We need to work out how far we want it to go up. Now, I know, because I've done the playing around, basically what you would do is, and I'll show you how you would do something like that, you would go to your bun bottom. You would add to the pivot point here, or you would add to the base mesh, probably better. Let me show you, I'll do it. You add a static mesh and you put the burger bun top in. And you see that that's there. And then you just move it up until you're happy with what it looks like, what it should look like compared to the original. And you take this into account, okay? And I went for just a little bit more gap. I went for 4. So that's how you'd work it out, okay? We'll go ahead and delete that. We don't need that in here now. So back in our bun, whole bun, I decided we need to raise it 4. So we need to take this, which is the bottom value, we need to add an amount. We're going to put it into the Z here. I'm going to add 4. That's how I worked out how far to raise it up. That's all we need to do in that part. And just to make sure this spawn works, I just did an come up with here, did an is valid. This one here, so if it's valid, we know it should be okay. And if it's valid, we no longer need this bun in the world, so we destroy actor and we leave it as self. Back to our event graph, we now make sure in our event left click, we run split bun. Okay, that should work for that. Let's go and try it. So we're back in our world here, let's play the game. When it's settled down. So we're going to take a bun. Okay, let's remove the breakpoint. Oh, and the right click works as well. We're going to drop the bun. If I now left click, you can see it sort of moves. So it gives the player an indication of what's happening. And now we have a top bun and we have a bottom bun. So that successfully split the bun. Okay. Good. Let's just check the time on this video. About 30 minutes. I'm going to call it there because the next one we're going to actually make the burger, so that takes a little bit longer, so I don't want this one to go too much longer, so I'm going to call this one here. Thank you very much for watching. If you like it, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Trying to get my subscribers up. If you really like my work, consider support me on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Any comments, any problems whatsoever, you can always join my Discord or leave a comment below. Even if you leave a comment below, even if you don't like what I do, that's fine by me, but please keep your comments civil. Any comments that are derogatory or not polite will be deleted, so don't waste your time even typing them. But I am all up for constructive criticism. If there's a problem with the sound, or if there's a problem with something else, or you can't get it to work, yep, I'm happy to respond to those sort of comments. See you in the next one. Bye.